Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Well, today I want to talk about a phase of life that almost every family experiences, yet many struggles to handle: the teenage years. So, we often see this period as a time of rebellion or constant arguing. But, however, if we look deeper, it is actually a period of intense growth and transformation. And my goals today is to help us understand why this conflict happened and how we can navigate this emotional storm together to build a stronger family bond. First, let's talk about the why. Why do teenagers suddenly become more sensitive or more argumentative? Well, science tells us that the teenage brain is under construction. So the part of the brain that handle emotions, the amygdala, is very active, while the part that is responsible for logic and long-term consequences, the prefrontal cortex, is still developing. Well, at the same time, teenagers are facing a biological drive to find their own identity. They are no longer children who is following every rule without question. They are becoming individual now. So they want to know who they are outside their parents' shadow. Well, this search for identity is natural, but it often feels like a threat to the existing family peace. Well, because of these changes, everyday topic become triggers for conflict. Like you might argue about a messy bedroom or the amount of time they spend on their phone or just as simple as who they are hanging out with. From a parent's POV, these are issues for safety and responsibility, but from a teenage POV, these are issues of freedom and privacy. Well, this creates that we call push and pull dynamic. The teenager pushes for independence and trying to test their own wings, looking for freedom, while their parents pull back, trying to protect them from the world's dangers. This friction is not a sign of a bad children or a bad parents. No, it is simply the sound of a child growing up. Well, the conflict isn't the problem, but how we react to the conflict is what matters. So, how do we bridge this gap? The most powerful tool is active listening. Often, when a teen speaks, adults are already preparing a lecture in their heads. Instead, try to listen to their feelings behind the words. Secondly, we must learn to pick our battle. What does that mean? Not every messy room or different fashion choices is a crisis. By giving teenagers a small area of control, they feel respected, which make them more likely to listen when it comes to the big important rules. And finally, remember the phase connection before correction. So, if the relationship is strong, the guidance will be accepted. But if the relationship is only about rules and shouting, believe me, the guidance will be immediately rejected. So, in conclusion, the teenage years don't have to be a time of a permanent war. No, it is a season of change. We can replace anger with empathy if we focus on listening more than lecturing and connecting more than correcting. We can turn these moments of conflict into opportunities for a deeper and more mature relationship. Well, every family faces this storm, but with patient and clear communication, we can navigate it through and come out stronger. That's it for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.